back home.
Something incredible happens when I'm out in the woods hunting. I get this sense that I'm in the middle of making a memory, and it's a memory that will last a lifetime. So my question for you is this: are you making memories?
Until you find your way back home.
So I was headed back into an area where I'd been getting some good trail camera pictures of some bucks during the summer. Based off of the trail camera data that I was getting on those bucks, I was thinking that they were bedding in this slashing that was about a quarter mile away. So my goal for this hunt was that I could get in an observation sit and just glass overlooking this slashing, because I was hoping to see that a buck would be bedded and then maybe the next day sneak in a little bit closer to where I saw him. So I snuck in really quietly, just kind of moseyed my way in, climbed the tree, got my stand set, get my camera arm all ready to go. I turn around and I look, and 69 yards out into the slashing is a buck. I was honestly stunned when I looked out there and I saw this buck. And not because he's a giant deer, because really there's not a whole lot going for him in the antler department. But it was so cool because I literally set up a deer stand 69 yards away from a bedded buck. It really felt like a huge accomplishment. So now I have this really unique opportunity. I am going to be able to watch this buck who doesn't know that I'm there. I'm going to watch him the last couple hours of daylight and see what he does. So it was really cool for me from an educational perspective to be able to watch this buck. And I wanted to just bring you in on some of the big things that I learned from this experience and this encounter with this buck. Now, a little bit of some information on the spot that he's bedding in. It's on the downwind edge of a slashing. And he was just inside of the slashing, maybe about 25, 30 yards, tucked up into just some piles of brush where there's a little bit of an opening in there. So he doesn't have a whole lot of visibility when he's in this slashing, but he's got some really good security, and the wind is blowing across the entire slashing, so what he can't see, he can smell. Now, a lot of my experience with bucks in the big woods is they like these slashings because they're thick, and many times I have seen that these bucks will bed either right on the edge of the slashing or just inside of the slashing. So honestly, all you really have to do is just get in right on those good hard edges. And that's where you're going to find the majority of your sign. That's where I find most of my sheds, is within 10, 15 yards of the slashing. So when I get the camera on him, he's standing up. And he must have heard a little bit of noise when I was getting up into the deer stand. But you can tell that he just looks like he's a little bit groggy, like he just woke up from a big power nap. And he figures out there's nothing really going on, so he beds right back down. Now he stayed down in his bed until the last hour and a half of daylight. And when that last hour and a half came in and started to mosey around just a little bit right around his bed, So now this buck is just kind of hanging within about 10 yards of his bed. But he's just kind of moving around just within his security zone, his safe zone. And by the time it was about dark, he had maybe gone 40, 50 yards from his bed. This is absolutely crazy. It's a 2-year-old deer, and he didn't even make it more than 50 yards away from his bed before the security of darkness. Now, if you notice here, when this buck is just standing there right at the end, this is getting close to being dark. He is in absolutely no hurry. Look at his body language here. He is just sitting there, not even flickering a tail, not doing nothing, waiting for the cover of dark to move. So I had this crazy thing happen right at the end of the hunt. I don't know why, but there was a bird that was angry with me for some reason, and this thing kept swooping at me. When this thing was flying at me, it would go straight at me dive bombing, and then in the last 5-6 feet, it would turn and swerve out of the way. It was hard to get it all on camera, but it freaked me out. You know, I'm like, gah, 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 what in the world's going on? It probably dive bombed me about 4 times. This hunt was definitely one of the highlights of my season, and I learned a lot from it, and I'm hoping that those things that I shared with you, that you can apply that to your hunting situation, and maybe it'll put you in a good spot at the right time. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you could take a moment and subscribe to my channel and hit the like button for this video, that would be fantastic.